Hello and welcome to this breaking news VantageWire exclusive. I'm Joel Chury, editor-in-chief of VantageWire.com, and with me today in studio is Eran Friedlander, president and CEO of Eagle Star Minerals, which trades on the TSX Venture under the exchange symbol EGE. Thanks for joining us in the studio, Eran.
Thank you for having me here today, Joel.
So for our viewers who are maybe unfamiliar with the story, give us a little bit of an overview of the Eagle Star strategy going forward.
Eagle Star is a mineral exploration company focused on identifying, acquiring, and developing phosphate properties in Brazil.
What were some of the steps along the way that got you to that point of being a primary phosphate explorer in Brazil?
Over the past 2 years, ever since we realized the agro-mineral being such a great opportunity business-wise in Brazil, we were engaged in building up the fundamentals necessary to get hold of great agro-mineral opportunities in Brazil.
So cost-wise, how is it compared to some of the other commodities in Brazil to acquire those rights in Brazil?
Well, the advantage that we benefit from at the moment is that we managed to develop in-house the capabilities to identify, claim, and develop those properties by ourselves. So basically, we do that directly from the government. We apply for those claims from the DNPM, which is the National Mining Agency of Brazil. And our cost is very minimal in this respect.
All right. Now, Eran, your company came up with some enticing news today in their press release. It's regarding the acquisition of another phosphate property in Brazil. Before we get into that, what were some of your reasons for directing your company into the agro-mineral sector in Brazil?
Well, it was quite an obvious opportunity for us. Brazil is the leading agrarian country in the world. A third of its economy is agriculture, is based on agriculture. And as a result, Brazil has huge demand for fertilizers. Brazil has a very short supply of local fertilizers. As a result, it is dependent on export market to provide whatever is needed locally.
So what kind of size does that equate to in the economy there? How much are they spending on those fertilizers?
Well, the phosphate business in Brazil equates to $1.1 billion in revenue annually. Mm-hmm. Brazil is the fourth largest consumer of phosphate on a world scale, and because of the shortage in local supply, is the second largest importer of phosphate in the world. In fact, 50% of local demand of phosphate is provided by way of importation. And that is why a lot of companies are being drawn into that space, including major companies like Petrobras and Vale.
So Samba, the new acquisition. Tell us a little bit more about the specs of it.
Samba is located in the state of Piauí, very similar to our previously announced Project Ruth. Mm-hmm. It is over 140,000 hectares in size. Okay. Covers 79 concession areas. It is in close proximity to a railway that is under construction and will be completed in 2013. And we are also in close proximity to two large agricultural centers.
Let's talk a little bit more about the samples that you've done. How many samples have been taken on the Samba property?
Yeah, so we've been actively working on this new project for the past 5 months, during which we have taken over 200 samples, some of which were regional samples, and then they were followed up by more specific samples. Wherever possible, we did channel sampling on road cuts. And therefore, we have a lot of information that enabled us to attain a good perspective of the potential of this project.
So, of those samples that you've taken, tell me a little bit what they've found for you.
Yeah, well, they basically told us what our target rock types are. From regional information that is available to us, we know that they are 100 meters thick.
Oh, wow, okay.
And within those 100 meters, we have identified packages of up to 3.5 meters of phosphate mineralization. So we believe that might be repetitive, and due to the nature of those packages, they are stratified and the landscape is very flat. We believe that they cover a very large area.
Also easier to work with, and
it lends to a very large potential resource.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, would you say that it's now with the Samba in your portfolio, this is your new flagship project?
Based on the information that we have collected so far, it definitely looks the most promising. Our intention is definitely to follow up on the work that we have done so far with some drilling. We have already identified some drilling targets for Samba. So as soon as we get all the necessary licenses and permits, we intend to go out and drill the property and prove the resource that we believe that exists there.
So there you have it, a new flagship property, Eagle Star Minerals, EGE, on the TSX Venture. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
I'm Joel Churi for VantageWire.com. Thank you so much for watching.